Friends, welcome back to another furniture refinishing episode. My name is Melissa from Alive Refurbish. Today's video, you're gonna see me use metallic flakes. I'm gonna be blending colors. I'm going for a boho slash modern vibe here. So stick around for today's super fun and shiny makeover. For the past 2 weeks, I've been co-hosting with the Makers Challenge Central, the Furniture Flip Challenge over on Instagram. Last season, my piece won this challenge, so you can find the piece on the Do It Yourself magazine. It's right there. That one's mine. It was so fun, and I love these type of challenges because they really push you to go out of the comfort zone. For the season's theme, we're gonna make our piece shine by either using a glassy or metallic finish. To show you where today's piece came from, I'm taking you back 9 months ago during Thanksgiving break. We were just driving around and saw 3 pieces that were sitting for free on the side of the road. Here I'm sharing the makeovers on the other 2, and this is the final and 3rd piece that I found on that stop. All 3 pieces will go in the records for the dirtiest and grimiest ones. Even though they were free, I think I paid my dues, scrubbing and scraping the grime out of them. I spent a good 5 hours on this specific one. And I think that's the reason why it has been sitting inside my shop for so long. This part here was recorded 6 months ago. And I didn't get to work on this metallic boho modern finish until this past week. But I'm going to spare you guys from watching me wash and scrub for 5 hours here, and I'm gonna make it very short. As you know, I'm super faithful with this. If you don't scrub that grime, that's gonna ruin your new finish. So scrub the life out of your piece and get all that gunk out. So now from this clip to the next, there's 4 months in between. I think I started sanding it and some other projects got in the way. And obviously it's been sitting, like I said, way too long in my garage. But you know, here I'm just giving it another quick wash this time. And then I'm gonna start sanding, making sure that my paint has something to grab on. The idea for this piece is to partially stain the front drawers while painting the rest of them. I want the drawers to look like they were made of paper and somebody ripped the middle part of it. While the rest of the piece is getting a scuff sand, all the drawers are getting sanded down to bare wood to create this unique design. Initially, we were gonna keep the base as it was, but then I saw a crack in the middle of it, and it looks like it was sitting on something that was humid, since these areas here have some humidity damage. Those same areas that are damaged are built into the body of the dresser, so I just grabbed my handsaw and cut them off. Remember that I'm going for the funky design on my drawers, so I need to make sure that the bare wood is completely clean. They're getting a final wipe down with some mineral spirits. So to create that ripped paper effect on the front of the dresser, I'm actually just making a small cut on each side of the paper and then ripping it. And I'll be using it as a guide so that my ripped look looks organic. To get a better idea on placement, and since I wanted it in the middle, I traced it using a pencil. It's possible for the edges on my paper to break or fall apart when they come in contact with primer or paint, but I'm hoping that by spraying shellac will prevent it from happening. New hardware will be going into this piece, which means that I need to fill the old hardware holes. This wood filler from DAP was ideal because you can add a water-based stain and then apply it over the area that needs to be repaired, and it will just blend in. One of the things that's different about this wood filler from the rest is that it does take 2 hours for it to dry. While that dries, I'm applying 2 coats of Bin shellac-based white primer. Remember that it's important to prime to black any stains, adhesion purposes, and coverage. The better coverage you get with your primer, the less coats of paint you'll need. The 2 hours have gone by, and I'm just going back to sand the wood filler until smooth And also scuff sanding the rest of my piece so I can knock down any texture or get rid of anything that might have landed on my primer while it was drying. As always, remember to wipe down your sanding dust after you're done. I'm doing a quick application of clear shellac to serve me as a guide. That way I'll know where I need to apply the white primer and where I'm gonna apply my stain. Something you might like to know about this water-based stain is that it's actually a clear tint base. You go to the clerk at the hardware store and ask them to tint it for you, and Minwax has over 200 different colors that you can choose from. I chose this color because I wanted a soft brown to blend in with the neutral color that the rest of the piece is getting painted with. And at the same time, I wanted a good contrast against those metal flakes. After an hour or so and my primer had dried, I started applying my base color, which is the color Rattan from Lilly Paint. As I'm painting around the stain area, I'm noticing that the change between the two colors is a little too abrupt for my eyes and for what I want. To try to soften the transition between the painted and stain area, I mixed Rattan with a softer color and lightly dabbed it where the stain and paint meet. While this color blending dries and I decide if this is all I want to do to my piece, I'm gonna go and spray the hardware so it matches with my legs. Time to have some fun with some metallic flakes. This is my first time trying anything like this, so I'm excited and nervous at the same time because I have this vision in my head. I never know how it's gonna look once it's executed. I'm gonna be gluing my metal flakes using Matte Patch. I'm just dabbing it unevenly because I want my metal flakes to look like they were sprinkled. I'm going to be scooping my metal flakes and laying them down on the Matte Patch. It is recommended that you wear gloves while touching the metal flakes to prevent them from sticking to your hands. Oh my gosh, I'm doing this. This process was a little messy, but it was super fun. And if at some point you're thinking, I want more flakes, that was not enough, you can always add Matte Patch to the ones that you already glued and keep adding onto it. For the contrary, if you feel like it's too heavy, too much, grab an extra fine sanding sheet and sand some of those flakes off. Using an extra soft brush, just go over your flakes and this is gonna remove all the excess. After I was done removing all the extra and wiping all the flakes, vacuuming them, I made the last minute decision to add some mudslide water-based gel stain from Lilly Paint. As you can tell, I'm adding a little bit of water because in a minute here, I'm gonna be adding some more of my base color Rattan. I just want a little bit of color blending between the stain and the paint here. I kept thinking I want more flow between these metallic stain and paint. To achieve this flow, I made another last minute decision, and that was to do a color wash on the brown to soften that color even a little more. You guys have seen me do this technique before. You apply the color wash, let it sit for a minute, and wipe it down with a wet rag following the wood grain. Now that I'm finally happy the way the drawers are looking, it's time to paint the body of my dresser. I'm using the color Rattan and I'm spraying it with my Flakes 3500 from Wagner. The following morning, we turned the dresser upside down and added some pieces of wood to each corner. That way we could mount our shiny and bright new legs. If you guys like any of the handles, legs, or products that you see here today, I have all of the links under the video description. Today is top coat day and I'm trying a different top coat. This polyacrylic from Mingwax. It's a clear matte finish and I'm gonna be spraying 3 coats with my Flakes 3500 from Wagner. To protect and condition the inside of the drawers, I'm using this furniture finish oil. It's completely natural and vegan friendly. The brand name is Walrus Oil. Before we see the final reveal, let's remember how the dresser looked. This is how it looks now. Yes, I changed my mind on the handles and chose these leather ones instead. I'm loving the boho modern feel this piece has, and I'm surprised how much I love those metal flakes on it. Let me know what you think of this makeover in the comments. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you had as much fun watching me transform this piece as I did. And don't forget to subscribe. If you already have, then turn on your notifications so that next week when I post a video, you'll be one of the first ones to know. Remember that it doesn't matter how tough things get, how dirty and messy life gets, like this piece was filthy, because there's always hope for you. I will see you guys next week.